now. We just wait.
Thinking for I really screamed a couple times watching the very last episode. Shit was wild.
Oh boy.
And I can't hear. Like,
Okay.
Why?
laptop audio is so low. And it won't connect to my headphones anymore. Or allow me to pair them.
Does Nightbot work on YouTube? Who knows? All right, everybody. We are live with episode number 28 of You Can't Say That. We are back in the office today. It is myself, Darnisha.
Me.
Sam is in 101, typing
This
away
is
at
him.
something.
He's doing something. We don't know what it is.
We got Joy. Joy at home.
Joy is the loveliest.
And we also have Jamie.
Jamie.
Hello.
Oh,
Darnisha was saying something and I missed it.
I wasn't saying much.
Okay.
What are we talking about today?
I don't know. It's up to y'all. Because I have not been paying attention to the news since the election ended, really. I mean, technically, yeah, it's not over, but I mean, it's over, so.
I mean, it's technically over.
I mean, the election technically never ends until all of the votes are cast in the state of Alaska. It takes forever to do that every year, so.
Oh, no, they already said that Alaska was for Trump.
Yeah, but I mean, they didn't finish counting the votes yet.
Oh, is it just projected?
Yeah, technically, this is all just projected.
All just projected?
Yeah, because the Electoral College doesn't vote until next month. That's when the actual president is decided. Right now, Biden is the president-elect, and then he'll be president-elected. I don't know what the difference is between when the Electoral College decides or not, but yeah, December 12th, I think that's it.
Yeah, election ain't over till December 12th.
Interesting. Well, what I was gonna say.
My immediate first thought was the election ain't over till the fat lady sings. And I don't know who that fat lady is, but I hope she would sing quicker.
No comment. What I was gonna say was what a twist in events, because I may have seen more news than Jeff then. Or overheard more news. Unfortunately.
What do you got?
What was it about?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I'll preface it by saying it was a test in learning how to be unoffendable. And it said, let's see, 45. I heard that people around him is saying that he's erratic and that he is refusing to concede, even though it seems he deep down knows what the deal is. And what was the thing that really got me? He's refusing. I don't think this is it, but he's refusing to give Biden access to the things that are typically given over, like the morning briefs or something like that. He's refusing to give him access to those things, which people around him and apparently senators are starting to be like, okay, this is causing a threat, like him not having access in the event that he is actually declared the winner. Him not having this information is detrimental to we the people, and that's what Republicans, I think, are saying around him. So that was troubling.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely saw that this week. Like, I mean, I think when it actually comes down to the transition of power, it'll happen because I'm thinking that a lot of these court cases and such are going to be over before then. So, I mean, I hope so, but I have no idea.
I just remember someone was at a press conference and they were like, "Oh yeah, like we'll have a peaceful transfer of power over to a second Trump administration." And I
saw that.
was like, "Who? You think that's funny? You think this is a game?
This ain't no game.
You think this is a game? You think this is a funny?" I don't know. It just made me sweat a little bit because I know some people are gonna be like, "Yeah, second Trump campaign," and still it's gonna be like that outward racism that we've had for which someone on Twitter was like, "Yeah, back to just normal racism, the subtle kind."
The transfer of power from fascist to fascist is never smooth. I would agree with that, except for the fact that when Trump came into office in 2016, the Obama administration's transfer of power was really nice. Like, they were, as soon as they could, they were like, all right, we're going to get people into the office and our key staff members are going to start to transition out. And so, I mean, that was after 2 terms. So I guess there was no debating the winner of the election. I mean, there was, but like there wasn't. So I don't know.
See, but in my mind, I also think of them seeing who won, and they're like, "This is gonna be a shitstorm. Let's just get out as soon as we can."
Yep.
In my opinion, the Democratic power back then is less fascist than now. Party, okay. Yeah, I'd say that.
Can
Or
you
at least less openly
define?
fascist.
Oh, Sam, are you wanting to say something as he walks off screen? Okay, never mind.
It's fine. We're fine. We're all fine. Everything's fine.
I don't know if we're naming people in the chat, but
Michael.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Michael.
Michael. Wait, Michael?
No.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, you said it's Michael. I was like, wait, what? Michael, can you name your or define your understanding of fascism and then the things that you see in the Democratic Party that you believe to be fascist according to the definition of your understanding?
That's a very
Michael,
good point to make, because
we could use Michael in class, by the way.
Fascism is racism, and that's not necessarily true.
Joy, recruit Michael.
Yeah. Hey, Michael. So sounds like Sam would like you to join class today. For me to send you that link, could you either like send me a whisper or email the stream at switch118.org, and I will email you the link to hop on once class starts at 4:35.
Wait, Joy, what's the full address to email you?
Stream at switch118.com. Oop, I lied. .org.
Great.
I will drop it in the chat.
So.
Michael said, suing the Green Party. The Democrats sued the Green Party to remove them from the ballot. That is troubling.
Wait, did the Democrats or just people in general?
Well, my question was, what have the Democrats done that they see as fascist? And that's what they wrote.
Oh.
So. I mean, I could be, making a donkey out of them and I, but
that's actually, I wouldn't call that fascism, but I would say it's an example of the Republicans sue parties also. So both parties, it's one party, Republicans, Republicrats. So they both want to keep any other parties off the ballot, but that depends on whether the party's going to pull away votes from their group. So if there's a Green Party is going to take away votes from Democrats, the Republicans want that party on, the Democrats want it off. It's the Libertarian Party that's going to take votes away from the Republicans will want to try to kick them off, and the Democrats want to try to keep them on. So it's just a matter of, everyone's just playing sides against one another and whatever they can get. So
I'm going to put
politics.
So then I'm going to put out the ranked choice voting option again, so that perhaps more people will start talking about it, or at least hear that there's another way than what we are currently doing.
I don't know, man. I just work here.
I figure at the very least, perhaps knowing that there's another way could help us conceive that, hey, there might be another way to do things. Whether it's that specific way or not, maybe we'll at least start thinking that we don't have to continue doing things one way, especially if it's not serving our interests as a society.
Yeah. Question tradition.
I don't mind.
How
a
about
rainbow.
that? What'd you say?
Yeah. Michael said that he doesn't mind rank voting either.
I don't either. I think it's cool.
I just think it's neat.
Libertarians were in all 50 states. You could just do a write-in. I mean, it's different when I guess they're not on the ballot, but
Yeah, but exactly, like keeping someone officially off doesn't stop anyone from writing them in.
yeah.
Were you about to say something, Nish?
Literally just the word fact.
Okay. Maybe on a sociological, psychological level, maybe it would take more work, so we may be less inclined to choose another party if we have to write them in, because we would likely have to learn about them on our own. But that also, like, why do we only give two parties airtime? Doesn't sound like we're giving ourselves the best options, giving ourselves optimal opportunities for choosing the best options.
Money?
Probably. We are in a capitalist society, so I think that'd be a very educated guess.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
Michael says, true, you can write in. The bigger issue than the ballot, in my opinion, are the debates. The two parties control who the public can easily become educated on via the controlling of debates.
Yeah. I mean, in 2016, when Gary Johnson was running, the big thing from the Libertarians was like, yeah, if you vote third party, you're kind of throwing your vote away. But eventually we'll be able to get like national funding and actual funding for this. But I don't think it happened. So I don't know what their next move is going to be, because they need that national spotlight. But right now they're not going to get it, and they're not going to get it until I think 15% of the population has to vote for a party to have like a space. I don't know exactly how it works, but I mean, the fact that we have a party system is stupid anyway. All the people who are traditionalists who support party systems are idiots, because like you're going against the very fabric of what you say that you stand for. But hey, that's why you pick and choose, right?
I saw this comedian was saying how European American, aka white evangelicals or pastors or something, were freaking out over the past week about when the results came in, and them being like, yeah, we don't believe in killing unborn children, but we're okay with it once they're alive. I was like, whoa. I mean, they ain't lying. Because we still do capital punishment. So, and we're still not doing all that we can to prevent all the other types of killings that are happening. So,
Yeah, I mean, there's many different.
Including swallowing.
you can't say that.
That's the name of the podcast, baby.
That's why I said it.
Jesus.
I am happy that she said it.
Well, the argument about pro-life but also pro-death penalty is the fact that children don't have, the child doesn't have the option to choose, but once a person decides to do something which is the worst crime imaginable, we think, therefore they made the choice to commit the crime, and therefore they're going to have the punishments. So that's why people are still in favor of the death penalty, even if they're pro-choice or pro-life.
Psychologically speaking, people don't have a choice. Like when we are off, and we cannot, like, we don't have full control. So do we curse? I don't even remember if we curse here.
Sure.
It's only been a week. I call bullshit.
That's just the argument. I don't know.
I know, I hear you, but I love the way that you said it, being pro-choice and pro-death. What did you say? I'm gonna have to run it back.
Or pro-life and pro-death penalty.
Yeah, that, like, if we could just acknowledge our hypocrisy, I wonder. Joy, it looked like you were saying something, but I didn't hear nothing.
Yeah, because I realized I wasn't muted and I didn't want to like F up the audio. I was just emphasizing her hypocrisy.
Yeah. I mean, it's honestly, and I don't want it to become like passe, but it's fun to acknowledge personally. I have found it fun and funny to acknowledge readily and openly when someone calls me on my BS. Like, yep, because I'm being a hypocrite. That's why I'm eating this thing right now that I said I don't eat anymore. Because I'm being a hypocrite. I am hungry, and so I'm going to be hypocritical. I am choosing to be a hypocrite. And then, after I'm not hungry anymore, then I'll stop being a hypocrite.
I am just thinking about the different arguments that people have for being pro-life versus just like letting women choose what's good for them. Because a lot of times people are like, well, like, you don't know what the child wants, and like, you don't know if they want to live or die. A lot of the people I talk to, though, are like, sometimes I'm just like, should I even exist? So I'm like, what's the point of it all anyway?
Again,
I call the whole argument.
I'm so niche. Oh my God. I call BS again. Like, none of us know that any of our children, like, based on strictly Christian beliefs, right? Christians don't say, my child, I heard God tell me that my child was ready to enter the world, so I decided to have intercourse, and now I'm pregnant. No, nobody says that. Who says that? Please, if you say that, call us.
I think.
Call us.
Hey,
because
man,
I ain't fucking choose to be here. I don't want.
I know people that probably say that.
And of the hundreds of people that you know, how many of them, though?
I know some very strange people who communicate with the other side. The other side
meaning
the other world.
We all know that you're not average. You just said some strange people. So that's a sect. That's a section, a fraction of society.
Well, they don't think they're strange, but I think they're not like the rest of us. How about that?
Yeah. I hear you, and at the same time, I'm like, I call BS. None of us know. No, just no. Like, I think that's reaching. That sounds like reaching for proving one's beliefs are correct. Because I think if we dug, right, if we invoked Socratic inquiry or some line of questioning, we'd be like, but how do you, because I started doing this in the chat one class. I was like, so how do we know? How do we know that every child wants to be born? Like, what if the child was in the womb and was like, hey, I don't want to be born. Please smoke, please drink, please abort me. And we're not listening.
Well,
and then we
dang.
have the child. Like, we don't know. So
Does its opinion even matter?
well, apparently it does, because we're saying that, I mean, fundamentalists or who, please, if you have the right words, let me know. People are saying the unborn fetus, the collection of cells doesn't have a choice. So we're listening to the collection of cells, but we don't know what the collection of cells wants. And if we say that we're giving it a choice, we're claiming that we know that they would choose to be born.
I just think
No?
it's funny how people are like, what does the child want? What does the baby want? But as soon as the baby's born, they just don't care. What'd you say?
Hello. Once the babies are born, we're like, shut up, sit down, stop crying,
Well, not
go
only
outside,
that,
don't come in and outside my house. Eat your food. I don't care if you don't like it. Go to the doctor, go to school, play with this person. We don't be caring. Stop faking like we be caring.
not
That's all
only
I'm saying.
that, but like sometimes like a child is aborted because the mother knows that they cannot take care of that child. So if they go through with the child and carry to term and they're like, okay, well, I'm gonna give it up for adoption, like no one cares about children in adoption really. That's why there's so many children in the foster care system. And I just think it's so hypocritical that we're forcing these people to have these children that they can't take care for, and then people just don't care about them.
Right. Like if you gonna force me to have this baby, then you put up the money so that it doesn't live a horrible fucking life in
the system.
Thank you. Because I was struggling. I was like, what's
where
that word?
Children seem to be
Listen,
subject to more suffering.
Hello.
I think I'm just going to weigh in that it's all really, for me, it's just complicated. That's all. Everyone has the way I see it is that can I say how I see it?
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Please do. If you can calm me down, that'd be great.
Well, here's the thing. I think I had this one day years ago, and it just like really meant it allowed me to just completely step out of this debate. I had the idea that just like we don't know what happens when we die, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't know the moment at which what happens at the moment at which we die. We don't know the moment at which the soul or the beingness of each person enters the body, right? Does it start when at the moment that the sperm and the egg meet, or does it start? Does it develop as a a process of sort of the growth of enzymes and so on in the body as the cells multiply and the body grows, and then a consciousness starts to emerge, and it grows and forms and develops over the course of however much time there is. Or does it enter, again, is it that moment, right, of boom, that conception moment, or what I realize that I don't have any idea. I don't know, right? I can't know. But if I had the belief, and I could easily have this belief, in fact, it makes a lot of sense, that consciousness emerges in that very first moment, because there's no other way to see it, right? In my mind anyway, I can't pick a time out. Any other point along the birth process, right? Just gestation or birth, that it would make sense. If that's the case, then I would have to see anything that would get in the way of a child being born as taking the life of a child, because you're removing that soul, that consciousness out of that emergent beingness, whatever that is. Now, mind you, we do it all the time, right? So we do it when we put sugar cereals on the bottom aisle, in grocery stores so kids can see them, and we do all sorts of things with the pandemic right now. Like, we just are creating a situation. We could have, by Christmas time, we could have 400,000 deaths in the United States. So there are all sorts of ways in which we take life as a society, but this would be one. And if I believed that, then I would have a really difficult time supporting any kind of abortion whatsoever. And I saw that one day, and I said, oh, okay, that makes sense. And then I really saw that, okay, well, it would be really wise then if I believed that just like I believe sometimes you got to stand up to unnecessary war and unnecessarily violence, or, police violence, or any kind of violence in wars that we're going to talk about today, then I would step up to that, against abortion, right? So then I went, oh, okay. And then I could accept the whole process. Then I'm not in it. It's just not my battle, right? It's just not where I weigh in as a person. So I just don't get involved in it. But I understand it. So I have other things I get involved in that other people don't understand, and they're not that interested in the things that I think are important. So there it is. That's my take.
I just think we shouldn't be having this conversation on abortion until we have a conversation on what we do with the child after it's born. Until we have those services that help the mother and the child after. If you want to force someone to carry a child to term, then what are you going to do for them after?
Yeah. Well, it presumed in an ideal world, in a thoughtful world, they would all go together. You know what I mean? You'd have them together, and you would say just what you said. Well, hang on a minute. What if we're going to make this argument, then you got to say, like, okay, well, what happens after the child's born? Like that's what I would want, really thoughtful people to weigh in on that. But we don't live in a world of thoughtful people. So, that's not how it is, when you're pushing movements and people are just thinking about stuff in random, unthoughtful ways. So, whatever.
But that is what we're trying. And that is what we're trying to help foster with World in Conversation.
There you go.
Cue cheesy advertisement.
Nice plug.
Hey, who is, by the way,
right there?
Who is Michael Solo going to come on in today's class?
Michael Solo's on right now.
They are here.
Dude, what's up, man? Hey, are you going to come on? Did you vote for Trump, bro?
No.
Ah, shit.
Darn it, Michael!
I mean, I could make a fair case for him, but I didn't vote for him.
All right. Well, we might, if nobody else comes on, you might have to come on and just pretend that you did.
Okay.
Damn, but he might fit your other criteria.
It'll live forever on the internet. But whatever, you can say, hey, I was just joking.
No, what he'll do is he'll play devil's advocate for Trump, since he said he can make the argument to defend it.
Because the devil needs an advocate. Go ahead, Michael.
Oh, Lord.
I've been doing that so much recently, like just kind of for both sides, just always playing devil's advocate. And it's just like interesting to see like how different people respond to you arguing both sides.
Yeah, it's fascinating to switch up, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you find yourself doing?
Because like a lot of people, like I will take their side for an aspect of the argument, and I'll kind of reverse and take the opponent's side, because it, like, keeping the same logic, the same train of thought, it should apply to that other argument, but they kind of don't accept that it does because it doesn't go with what they believe.
Right. Dude, be careful with that, man.
Yeah. You
might actually provoke people to think, and yourself. You might provoke yourself to think in new ways.
Like even in just like the past, since Corona started, I've kind of thought so much about things and kind of questioned, why do I believe this? And I find my beliefs have shifted so much since all has happened.
Since when?
since this beginning of like the pandemic, I took all that free time and just kind of started researching things and looking into things and just questioning, why do I think this? And like I went from I want to say diehard Trump fan, but like I definitely would have voted him to not voting for him or Biden.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool, man. How is that to have a radical engagement in that way?
It's cool, but a lot of people don't take it well when you like, I want to push them to think in the same ways that I did, and a lot of people don't want to think like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you think is one idea that you shifted more than any other idea?
Probably going back, we were just talking about like pro-choice, pro-life. I used to be very, very pro-life, even just a year ago. But then I also looked into it, and I was also pro-death penalty. I kind of followed that train of thinking. I'm like, wait, this doesn't make sense. So then I kind of shifted to more like an evictionist standpoint on abortion and anti-death penalty.
And why anti-death penalty?
I just don't think it should be the government's role or anyone's role really to decide who lives or who dies. That's like almost playing God in a way. I don't think that any one person or one group of people should have that power or that responsibility.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never heard of that before until you said something and I Googled it. And I was the way that Wikipedia explains it is very disconnected from humanity. It's just like the baby is a parasite within the mother, and so therefore the mother never has to assume protection of the baby because it is a parasite, and then it can get evicted at any point. And I was like, wow, that's kind of dark, but I also see it.
Well, my take on that is like it's a little bit different. It's that like the mother's bodily rights, like bodily autonomy, trumps that of the baby until the baby could sustain life viably outside the womb on its own. I think that's like the kind of like cutoff point for when you should be allowed to get an abortion versus when you should like have a C-section, put the child in foster care.
You know, the thing is though, man, a child could, you know, that has changed radically in the past 20 years, right?
Yeah, like you can have like 18 weeks now and it can still survive sometimes.
Dude, so it's amazing, right? Yeah, like 4 months, 4.5 months. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. And it depends on the society, right? Like if you have the technology available, you know, it's one thing in, you know, one place and one world with advanced technology, and another world without it, the child wouldn't survive. So even then, you know, it's a relative thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know. Where are you from, by the way?
I grew up kind of moving all over the place because my dad was in the military, but I went to high school and state college, and I'm still here.
Mm-hmm. What branch?
Air Force.
Not as cool.
Where are some of the places you lived?
I lived in Colorado Springs twice. This is the second time I've lived in state college. Lived in Northern Virginia, and I was born in Ohio.
Wait, what's your dad? Was he working at ROTC here?
No, he's teaching in Sam의.
And in Colorado Springs, where was he teaching? At the academy, or?
He taught the academy for one time we were stationed there, and the other time he was at Peterson Air Force Base.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, I know both those places. Yeah. Oh, yeah, very cool. And you didn't think about the Air Force for yourself?
I thought about it, but I think I'm done moving around so much.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I was, well, I'm not a Navy brat, but both of my parents were, so they did enough traveling for me.
You see it skip generations a lot, you know?
Yeah. I think my sister plans on doing ROTC here, though.
Yeah. In the Air Force or?
Air Force.
Yeah. All right, man. Does anybody have a question
Nope.
for Mr. Solo?
We have 5G telling us that Trump will be the winner and that the fake news conglomerate will convince y'all that he's a dictator.
But this is also an account created 20 minutes ago. So
this is a guy that used to be on our YouTube channel.
Still stuff. Okay.
All right.
I don't see it happening.
No. Once I saw.
Someone on the stream said that.
Yeah.
Does that mean they're a Trump person?
Yeah, but he's not in the class. I mean, he can still join us.
Yeah, he can still join, man. We just need a Trump. We need people who are reasonable and thoughtful and could articulate the ideas well. That's the point. That's where we're at. Well, all right, man. Jamie, you have anything?
Just that.
Hey, what'd you think about go ahead, and then I have a question for you.
Okay, you may be disappointed with my answer to your second question if I know what you're going to say. That I think it may do us well to get ourselves out of the habit of talking in generalizations, meaning believing what we think is true for all or most. That's it. Are you reading, Sam?
All right, so listen, my question for you is, what'd you think about what I said about abortion?
So, honestly, staying focused has not been a strong point lately. I caught the very end and calmed down a little, but I missed the part. So I was looking for a way that I could play it back. But I don't see that option. So I'm going to play it back after class or in between this and class.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, it's good. It'll be interesting for you.
Great.
All right, Mel.
Michael, what was your favorite thing about having family in the military?
Probably just all the experiences it brings you. I had opportunities that not a lot of other kids had. Through the military, there's this program called Space A, where you can show up to an airport for the military, and if they have extra space on a flight to anywhere in the world, you can just hop on it for free. It's I got to go to Europe a couple times for free, just flying Space A and staying on military bases, and it was a really cool experience because I was only 6 or 7 at the time, and the exposure to those different cultures and just a different lifestyle was really kind of eye-opening for me.
What was your favorite place in Europe?
Probably Spain.
Sam can talk about that. I've never been to Spain. He's not paying attention.
No, Sam doesn't like to pay attention.
Wait, your favorite place is Spain?
Yeah, either Spain or Rome.
Yeah.
Sam studied in Spain.
Yeah. Spain's my first love.
That's it.
Yeah. Where were you in Spain?
Rhoda.
Oh yeah, Rhoda. Oh yeah, that's where the Americans are.
Yeah. We went to a couple other towns. I forget what the names of them are.
Yeah.
Do they have those old style buildings?
I think a couple, but not many.
Yeah, Rhoda's really a new city. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my favorite part of visiting Ireland, was just all of the older castles that they had. And it was crazy because it was this whole family lived in this castle, in this tiny what we think of as a castle. That was a family who had a ton of other stuff. So
I went to Germany one time, and there were just some amazing castles there that I didn't really think Germany was big on castles until going there.
I want to go to Germany so bad. The homeland.
I'm just over here like I've never even left the country, so kind of want to do that at some point.
Highly recommend it. You go to Haiti.
I want to go to Haiti so bad.
Niche, we have to get you out of the country. You are
Me
surrounded by
too.
people who have been. Let's do it. Let's get Niche out of the country.
Let's smuggle me out of the country.
Yes, let's put her in a suitcase and smuggle her out of the country. Let's ship her in a box.
You really should go to Haiti. You should have a Social 19 trip before.
I would
graduate in the
sincerely.
spring. We need to have a Social 19 trip to Haiti.
But for real, Niche, I can only speak from my own experience. So what I'll say is following the voice inside of me that said to go to the places that I went, truly transformational experiences every time. So I'll let your mind, spirit, soul marinate on that and do with it what it may or what it will.
Yep. I need to get a passport for Michael soon. Not you, Michael. Another Michael.
We would assume that you already have a passport.
Yeah.
Are you planning on traveling after Corona is over?
My family's actually going to Mexico this Christmas.
Oh,
This Christmas.
Yeah, I was a little bit sketched out, but it was beyond my control.
oh no, you're going to take me to Mexico. Oh no.
I mean, I'm not going to complain about going to Cancun, but like, I am a little bit paranoid with Corona still, but I think we'll be okay.
Yeah. Keep that exposure down. That's all you can really do.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to go to Chicago, but it looks like that's not happening until 2022.
You know what, man? Let me tell y'all something. This virus is it's about to blow up. Yep. A lot of folks might not be going anywhere.
See, do you remember when it was March when we first thought we were going to be gone for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
God, you're so stupid.
I didn't think we'd be gone for 2 weeks. I said we were going to be
You were
gone
the
the whole
only one.
semester.
You were the only person that I talked to. You were like, this is going to go much longer than you think. And I was like, I don't know about that.
See, I was in Florida during spring break. We drove from Delray Beach to Miami. And we got into Miami the day they announced that they were going to shut down for 2 weeks. And we were driving before the text came through, like, what would happen if just Penn State decided to shut down? That would be funny, right? And then it happened.
God.
I have a question for you guys.
Fucking egg.
Yes.
So I don't usually watch Fox News. I was home with my dad and he had it on. And they brought up a point which I thought was kind of interesting is, do you think it's coincidence that like the first market day after Biden was announced kind of like the projected winner of the election is the day that they kind of announced that they had a vaccine ready to go?
Well,
turn into conspiracy theories?
I have an answer to that. I have my own answer to that. To be fair, they didn't say they had a vaccine. They said they had a major breakthrough. And also, to be fair, a few days before that, another team said they had a major breakthrough. It just didn't blow up in the same kind of way. And I don't think it's entirely a coincidence. No.
Yeah.
Man, did folks who I know, I don't know that many people, but I know a lot of folks in positions of power, they want Trump out, man. He's just way too unstable. They want him out. So I don't doubt that these big drug companies feel exactly the same way. But, that's not who announced this. So it was,
Yeah.
Anyway.
There's also the stock market went up the day after. But I mean, that's because it happens mostly every time. But once politics gets through.
Yeah. You also have to remember that, like, it was a coincidence that, like, when Trump got elected, let's say, like, the peso went down too. It's like everything's connected in this world, whether you want to see it or not. It is all fine. Anyways, we're like 15 minutes out from the start of class. We should probably do like final thoughts or something, unless we want to keep talking.
Hey, are we cutting out here and then coming back, or what are we doing?
Yeah.
I think
We're just going to keep going?
No, we're gonna cut and come back.
Dude, Mr. Solo, if nobody else gets back on, you might have to just get back on and play the trump
right.
card.
Just
Play
shoot
the
me an
trump
email.
card, dude.
Yeah.
What's that?
Just shoot me an email if you need me.
Yeah, we're gonna hop off and then we'll start it up again.
Thanks
All
for
right.
joining, Michael.
Yeah,
thank you.
anytime.
Yeah, it was fun.
All right,
All
we'll
right.
see y'all in 10 minutes.
Peace out.
Yeah.
See you.